Right guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be discussing all things winter.
Winter is coming.
When it comes to winter and winter training, it sucks. No one wants to get up in the morning. It's dark, it's cold, it's icy. It's not what everyone wants to do. So today I'm going to try and give you some tips and tricks to get you through winter and try and make your life as easy as possible. Now these are just some things that I do personally that just help me get out the door, get up. So my first tip, this is one of my biggest tips, actually starts the night before. So what you want to try and do is get all your stuff out. Everything you want in the morning, get it out, get it ready, make sure it's there, because the last thing you want to do when it's early in the morning, it's cold, you're freezing, is have to try and pick out clothes, wake the house up if you've got other people around. So get it out, get it ready, and know what you're doing. Now my second biggest tip is have something to look forward to. Now my thing is coffee. I look forward to getting up, making sure I've got a nice warm coffee, and that's how I kickstart my day. It can be toast, it can be advent calendars at this time of year, whatever it needs to be to get you up, coffee for me, and then it's time to run. So my next tip, which wasn't demonstrated very well there, is make things as easy as possible for yourself. Similar to things like getting yourself out in the morning, again, all making things easy. Defrosting your car is a pain in the arse. We're having quite a bad frost at the minute as well, so it's even worse than normal. This footage might be shaky as well because I'm shivering, I'm shaking. So hopefully I can sort that out, but otherwise, sorry. But yeah, just make things easy for yourself. If you've got a defrosted car and you know you're going to have to defrost the car, make sure the stuff's by the door or in your car, ready to go. If you can, turn engines on or things while you're doing other things in the house, just to heat up the car, all that sort of stuff. I mean, I'm no defrosting expert, but all I would say is make sure you wear gloves, because my hands are frozen. Now I think the next most important thing about the winter is what you're doing for training. But I'll talk to you a little bit more about that when we get inside and we're nice and warm. Okay, so back from my run now, and we're going to talk about training. So in regards to winter training, it can be brutal. It's cold, it can be wet, snowing, loads of different factors. If you don't have a treadmill, you're going to be outside and it's going to be pretty tough. In terms of training, I'm not going to talk about what I think you should be doing. I think most people would agree that in the off season especially, most people are going to be in a base building phase doing zone 2 work. However, like I say, I'm not going to go into the details on how I think you should train. This is more tips to help you train. I do think though, one thing you should do is try and keep it as simple as possible. Obviously if you're on some form of program, that's going to be dictated to you by your coach. But if you're not and you're training yourself, I think just try and be simple and just get yourself out the door. In the wintertime especially, there's nothing wrong with changing your sessions or thinking in your head just to get you out the door, oh, I don't fancy a 6-mile run today, I'll do 3. Because that's going to get you out the door. When you're out the door, you'll probably find you end up doing the 6 miles anyway. But if you don't, you've done something. A lot of people in the winter will just stop and they'll just stop doing anything at all. I think try not to miss a session, try and replace it with easier options or options that are going to just keep you moving. Another thing when it comes to training, I think, is trying to find yourself a partner. If you have no friends you can train with, joining running clubs or running groups can be really beneficial. This just keeps you a lot more accountable, so you can plan, we're going to meet here at this time, and when you get in from work or when you wake up in the morning and you don't really fancy going out again because it's cold, you know, well, I'm going to be letting my partner down, so I've got to be there at this time. It's something definitely I try and use a lot on days where I know I'm not going to be as motivated. Try and get in contact with someone I like to train with or go and join a group session. But yeah, I think that can be really beneficial. Okay, so there are my tips on how I think you can train in the winter or keep yourself motivated in the winter. If you've got any questions, leave it in the comments below. Any personal questions you don't want to put in the comments, follow me on Instagram and DM me on there, and I'll try and answer as many as I can if there's any questions coming in. So that is it for today's video, guys. If you've enjoyed today's video, if you can give it a big thumbs up and hit the subscribe button down below, that will mean a lot to me. Apart from that, that is it. We'll see you next time.